for the Minoans and Mycenaeans worksheet.
Minoans and Mycenaeans. Two of the early civilizations that developed in Greece were the Minoans and the Mycenaeans. The Minoans lived on the Greek islands and built a huge palace on Crete. The majority of Mycenaeans lived on mainland Greece and were the first people to speak the Greek language. Minoans. The Minoan civilizations is considered the first great culture of the ancient Greek world. Minoans lived on the island of Crete. They were named after King Minos of Crete from Greek mythology. The Minoans flourished from around 2600 BC to 1400 BC. They were a powerful, advanced, and long-lasting wealthy society. Their fertile land allowed them to grow healthy crops. The Minoans had a strong navy and trade agreements with other parts of Greece and other nations, such as Egypt. Minoan kings lived in large palaces built on hilltops. They could organize all farming and trade from their palaces. Minoans had their own written language known as Linear A by archaeologists. The Minoans were unknown to the modern world until the early 1900s when archaeologist Arthur Evans uncovered the city of Knossos at the center of the Minoan civilization. During its peak, it had a population of over 10,000 people. There have been many beautiful pieces of art and pottery found there. Greek mythology claims the city was once ruled by King Minos, who built a large labyrinth under the palace where a monster known as the Minotaur, half man, half bull, lived. Mycenaeans. Around 1600 BC, the Mycenaeans developed a civilization on mainland Greece at the same time the Minoans lived on Crete. They ruled the region until 1100 BC. The Mycenaeans. Had small kingdoms built high on hills. Each had a different ruler who lived in palaces protected by stone walls. The Mycenaeans are sometimes known as the first Greeks since they were the first to speak the Greek language. Mycenae, which gives the culture its name, was their largest city. It had a population of 30,000 people at its peak. Other Mycenaean cities, such as Thebes and Athens, grew into major city-states during the height of ancient Greece. The Mycenaeans developed trade throughout the Mediterranean by building large trade ships and traveling to places like Egypt, where they traded goods like olive oil and wine for metals and ivory. Mycenaeans conquered the Minoans. The Mycenaeans felt they were the best warriors in the world, so they fought with everybody using stone weapons and nearly always won. Around 1450 BC, the Minoan civilization began to weaken. Many archaeologists believe this was due to a natural disaster, such as an earthquake. This allowed the Mycenaeans to take over the Minoans' islands and adopt much of their culture, including their language. Archaeologists refer to their writing as Linear B. The Mycenaeans wrote things down, mostly about their victories. They also created art, usually showing warriors fighting with each other and animals. They built their homes at the top of hills to better defend themselves. The time period when the Mycenaeans were in charge is sometimes called the Heroic Age because the Mycenaeans were very proud of their military heroes. Collapse. Around 1250 BC, the Mycenaean civilization started to collapse when many of their cities were burned to the ground. They continue to decline, but archaeologists are not sure what caused their downfall. Some possible reasons are foreign invaders, such as the Sea Peoples or the Dorians, or a natural disaster, like an earthquake or drought. Greece entered a dark age after the fall of the Mycenaeans. This Greek Dark Age, 1100 BC to 800 BC, was a time of decline, famine, and population decrease throughout the region. The civilization known as Ancient Greece started around 800 BC. The first part of the period is called the Greek Archaic period. This was when many Greek city-states formed and gained power. Greek culture started to take shape, including the development of Greek philosophy and theater.